So, Elvira's wondering how many students were sitting at the front table when she wrote her notes, but she doesn't remember the order that the sticky notes were in, and she's trying to figure out if it matters. So, I have picked a random order for the sticky notes to have gone in, and we're going to see what happens here. So we start with saying some students were sitting at the front table. So we don't know how many that was, so we're just going to call that X. And we're going to use that X as we work all the way through this. So I'm just going to write my X's all the way down. And then next, we see that four more students have just taken seats with the students at the front table. So just four more, so we can add four to all of our X's to represent those four additional students. After that, the students at the front table separated into three equal size groups. Well, separation, we can represent that mathematically with division. So we're going to take everything and divide it by 3. And only 1/3 was left, so there's an understood 1 in front here, right? 1/3 being left. But it's a 1, it's understood. We don't have to include that in our other equations or expressions. From there, we are told that every student was joined by a friend, which doubles the number of students. So we have to take everybody who's there, all of that, and we're going to double it, which means we're going to multiply that whole expression by 2. And then at the very end, we are told that there are 12 students still seated. So we know all of this is going to be equal to 12 different students. So we need to figure out how many students were at the table. Well, let's solve. So we can have our equation, right? This was represented by 2 times the quantity x plus 4 divided by 3 is equal to 12. So the first thing we want to do to solve here is we are going to undo the doubling, right? Everything was multiplied by 2. To undo that, we now need to divide everything by 2. Right? That was one of the last things we did here, but it's actually going to be the first thing we do. 2 times anything divided by 2. What's nice, what happens here is that 2 is going to be canceled out. We know 2 divided by 2 is just equal to 1. Well, what's 12 divided by 2? Well, that is equal to 6. So now we have x plus 4 all divided by 3 is equal to 6. Well, we still need to get x by itself. What's in the way? This divided by 3. So we can undo that. How do we undo division? Well, we're going to multiply. When we multiply both sides by 3 here, right, separated into 3 equal groups, that was the next thing that we had done. We're going to undo that. 3 divided by 3, just like at the beginning, 3 divided by 3 is 1. That undoes that. So we're left with x plus 4. 6 times 3 is 18. We're so close to getting x by itself. We have one more step that we need to do. How can we undo addition? We can subtract 4 from both sides, right? 4 more students. We started by adding. When we're solving, we're going to end by doing the opposite, subtracting. And so 18 minus 4 is 14. So we started with 14 students. But does the order matter? Well, let's take a look at another scenario.